Hello everyone, and welcome to a review of My Hero Academia 338, the story of how we all became heroes part 1. I'm your host Aaron. Now let's get into the chapter. The chapter begins with Saochi ordering Sanza to cover Ioma's mouth. Saochi turns to Deku and tells him that Ioma cannot take his hand. He says that they cannot confirm whether or not Ioma is rigged like Lady Nagant. Saochi then states that regardless of the circumstances, Ioma still aided All For One, and in order to confirm he isn't rigged, Ioma will require a full examination. Deku responds with frustrated tears. Saochi goes on to ask Ioma's parents on why they didn't report the Camino raid. Finally, his parents confirm a theory I've had since the traitor subplot was announced. Their communication with All For One is only one way, meaning they couldn't warn All For One even if they wanted to. That being said, Deku once again states that locating All For One is impossible. However, for the other UA students, they come to a realization. Ioma may be the only person capable of deceiving All For One. Ioma may very well be their ticket to change the situation and coerce the villain's actions. Interestingly enough, Ioma's inner monologue reveals his blatant self-doubt. Here he was, admitting to being instrumental to the downfall of Hero Society, and yet his friends still stand behind him. I will admit, I was expecting a talk no jutsu from Deku, but it's refreshing to see this in his friends as well. Present might cast some doubt on the students' hope, saying that they're jumping ahead of themselves and have been the most impacted by Ioma's actions. Ida replies that they have to go, and that Ioma needs his friends more than ever. This speech by Ida gives, again, to enforce how much Deku influences them all. Previously, Ida wanted to exact revenge against someone who hurt him. Now he wants to help Ioma, and take him out of the dark place he's been within. Not only that, but Ida recognizes that, in a way, they have failed Ioma. They couldn't see the turmoil he was going through. He goes on to say that helping Ioma, they'd be equals again. After this rousing speech, Bakugo isn't as forgiving as usual. He comments that he went through hell and wants to blast off 5 howitzer impacts in Ioma's face. Zero tells him not to be so harsh. Being the heart of UA, Kirishima is moved that he himself gives a speech. He tells Ioma that he can still break free of All For One, and that they wouldn't have hated Ioma for not outwardly expressing his pain, nor would they blame him for being quirkless. Kirishima further encourages Ioma, proclaiming that we can still get through this together. Truthfully, it's heartwarming to see how dedicated and connected these students are to one another. Realistically, anyone would struggle with the loved ones betraying them, but the class of 1A are able to come together and support Ioma. However, Tausuke interrupts, saying that Ioma's family will still be in custody, as the story needs to be confirmed. Suddenly, Aizawa speaks from the tablet President Mike is holding. He says that he takes full responsibility for what happened, and that he won't expel Ioma. Aizawa also reveals a plan, something secretive enough to require the Ioma's family to have their ears closed. Immediately after this panel of the students, they're all shocked. One can only assume Aizawa's plan is something big, and possibly dangerous. Later on, Nezu is seen speaking to All Might and Tausuke. Nezu remarks that his plan is rather practical, but Tausuke rebuffs this, asking if it's worthwhile. Meanwhile, Deku and his fellow students watch as Ioma is taken away. Once again, we see Ponytail Ochako, which I hope is her permanent hairstyle for one. It just fits her so good. Anyways, the students arrive back at their dorms and discuss their costumes. Ida mentions he'll be doing something about his. I forget his costume is practically, obliterated after the several chapters back. But it seems we will finally get new costumes. There's something I've been waiting for the most, is definitely the costumes. Next is a panel of the students feeling a steady, steely resolve. Even Mineta looks serious and mad, which is a surprise. To prepare, Deku and Ida yet again head to Hatsume's workshop. Deku opens the door only to be greeted with a loud boom. Once the smoke clears, we once again, just like before, see Hatsume on top of Deku. But it seems Deku is really pissed off this time. The chapter ends in a cliffhanger. I gotta admit, Horikoshi stays winning with these ponytails. Really hoping we see some more updated character designs soon. However, I'm especially looking forward to the students' new costumes. They're overdue for new designs, and I'm really hoping we can see what they've been progressing through. Once again, I'm your host, and hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.